right, Appo, you ready? Whew. Chilly, dog. Okay. Well, hey there, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Today we're here with a little walk and chat, vlog and chat. Hope you're doing well. Make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. We're out here on this fine, frosty eve, taking Apollo out for a little walk here, get some exercise. I let him out on his lead this morning to go potty, but it is frigid here in the Denver metro area. I know it's cold in a lot of places right now, but yeah, it's about 0-ish degrees, maybe -1 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've got my balaclava on and my undergarments as well as my coat, 2 pairs of gloves, all of that stuff. So we're just going to get him some exercise, do a little potty break, and I figured I'd give you a quick life update while I'm here. I actually filmed a vlog on our walk yesterday, but I ended up getting into some stuff that I don't know if I should talk about yet. So I was like, you know what? Let me just refilm, because I just want to make sure that I'm okay to chat about it before I do. So I was like, let me just try again. It's nothing crazy, and all will be revealed eventually. I was just like, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, but life's going good, work's going good. I had Friday off. Today's Sunday, by the way. Had Friday off, and then I have tomorrow, which is Monday, off as well. So it's been a nice little 4-day situation, not too shabby. And then tomorrow I have book club. I'm hosting book club this quarter. So I've got to go to the store tomorrow, get the stuff. The theme is comfort food. So I'm making my mom's comfort food, which actually means it's what she made when we were on more of a budget when we were kids. But it's an enchilada casserole. So you get enchilada sauce, ground beef, onions, can of tomatoes, diced green chilies, corn tortillas, and a whole mess of cheese, and then some toppings like sour cream and stuff for the toppings. But you essentially layer some enchilada sauce, cheese, onion and ground beef blend, corn tortillas, and you just keep layering that in a casserole dish. But then you just bake it until it turns into a Mexican lasagna. And you actually dip the corn tortillas in the enchilada sauce to coat them before you place them in the pan, and then you put a little extra sauce all over the top, whatever's left over in the sauce, all over the top, so it gets in the crevices and cracks. But you don't want it too saucy, otherwise it won't set. So you gotta dip the corn tortillas in the enchilada sauce to keep it from being too gloopy. But yeah, so that's what I'll be making for our book club. And then I want to do like a little mini charcuterie board, nothing too crazy. A couple of bottles of wine, nothing too crazy. So, and everyone's bringing their own version of comfort food. So yeah, that's what we've got going on. And that's pretty much everything for life stuff. I went and saw Matt on Thursday. We just hung out and What did we watch? I forget what we watched on Thursday. It wasn't Superstore. It wasn't Baskets. I don't even remember. But we hung out on Thursday. Because I was like, hey, if we don't get to meet up before this storm rolls in on Friday, then I'm not sure when we will, because I'm not planning on making the trek all the way up to you in this storm. So I was like, let's just meet up on Thursday. Whoop, potty break, hold on. Okie dokie. So yeah, we hung out, came home, and then yeah, Friday I had off, but the storm rolled in, so we didn't do all too much. Actually, it didn't roll in until that evening, and I did do quite a bit that day. So, so I had talked about in a previous vlog, and I did an unboxing of Koi's by Karen Landsman. I had talked about how I was not super happy. Keep going. With that kit, because it was double-sided adhesive, and I hadn't realized that when I ordered it. And I'm not someone, hold on. I'm just gonna pull down my little mouth guard while we chat. I mean, it is cold, but I'm not gonna die without it. It's okay. So yeah, I had purchased that kit not realizing that it was double-sided adhesive. I don't play the double-sided adhesive game at all. So, hold on. Here we go. There. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. Sorry, the balaclava goes all the way up over my ears, and I had pulled it off my mouth, but it was tugging at my earlobes. So I just pulled it all the way off. Ooh, it is chilly. Ooh, that stings the nostrils. So yeah, I don't do double-sided adhesive, just as a general rule. And you might, or you might have like ways to. No. You tried to pull that off the ground last night. There's like a dirty dish rag or something from this restaurant here that is frozen to the sidewalk, and he grabbed it yesterday and it's still there frozen to the sidewalk, and he tried grabbing it again, but it's like infused into the ice, so he's not getting it. Yeah, you might have ways to like do surgery on your canvases to make it work, but that's just, and I'm glad that people are that resourceful, and that is so cool that people will do that stuff. I'm just not one of them. So I will do certain things to like make a canvas work or to work with it. You know, I'm working on Train to Tokyo from Dreamer Designs right now, and I'm just kind of working through the gapping and stuff, but the prospect of getting tweezers and picking off the double-sided adhesive on a 40-something by 140-something centimeter canvas just seems wild to me. And then to have to come through with my own canvas adhesive and do several layers of like manual poured glue on top of a canvas that large. Like, I don't even have a space that's flat enough to lay that entire thing out and do it all in one go. I'd have to do it in like half, one coat, half, one coat, half, two coats, half, two coats, and then all the curing time in between. No. I'm so sorry if that makes me a stuck-up diamond painter for not being willing to do that to a canvas. Then I guess that's just what it is. So I'd much rather give it to someone who is fine using double-sided adhesive and doesn't have any problems with it and will absolutely enjoy it and love it and have a good time right out of the gate. You know, like that's just the better option for me, and I don't mind taking the hit on that knowing that it's going into good hands. There was a moment there where I was like, maybe I'll just try it, but I was like, let me get my fortune, my crystal ball out. Here's how this is going to go. I'm going to start working on it. I'm going to get one section in. I'm going to hate it. And now that it's already been started, I'm going to throw it away. So it's like either throw it away or give it a good home. So I gave it a good home. And one of my subscribers, hi Vaughn, commented on my vlog prior to the unboxing saying, I want it. Then she's like, oh, I'll wait for the unboxing like you said. And then once the unboxing went up, she emailed me like immediately. It's like, dibs. So I was like, okay, cool. And she lives in a traveling vicinity. So here in Colorado. So now I don't mean to out Dawn as living in Colorado, but I think she's said as much on my channel before. So I was able to get that to her, but it was a little bit of an ordeal because when Vaughn had emailed me, she gave me kind of the rough estimate of one location and then the rough estimate of another location where we could possibly meet. And we settled on the second location. But the morning of, when I got in my car to head out, I pulled up her email and I immediately saw the first location. So I just plugged that in to GPS, not even thinking about it. Get over there, call her, and I'm like, I'm here. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. She's like, that's not the right place. I'm like, no. So I ended up having to double back and go 20 minutes, half an hour back the way I came, back closer to my house. But I did get it to her. And she seemed very thankful, and we chatted for a little bit. We didn't have time to sit and gab or anything like that, but we chatted for a brief couple minutes. But it was really cool meeting a subscriber in person. I think that's the only the second time since I've been diamond painting where I've met up with someone locally to give them a kit. I had somebody else that purchased some kits off of a D-stash that I did, and we met at a mall, and I handed them over. So that was really cool. And then in the brief moments that I did get to chat with Vaughn, sorry, she was like, are you still gonna, or you decided to, what? His paws have been getting a little chilly, it looks like. Sometimes he steps on the ice and he's like, ugh, I don't like that. It's kind of funny because he's such a snow dog, but I think he's becoming a city boy. Come here. Yeah, oh, cutie. So she was like, are you still working on, or you got rid of that Ernst Haeckel cross-stitch conversion, right? And I was like, yeah, it just ended up being too daunting for me. I bit off more than I could chew. Go on. Get up there. Can you navigate with the snow? Good boy. Come on. You got it. Good boy. Next one. Leg up. Good boy. He's like, Dad, I can't see. Okay, that's far enough. I was like, yeah, it was a little too daunting. I bit off more than I could chew, and I've kind of taken a, undetermined break from doing a cross-stitch conversion project. Go. Come on, up. You can do it. Look. Okay. Come on. Get up there. Go. Come on. Go. Good boy. Yeah, use those claws. Good boy. Nice job. You didn't do it yesterday because it was too snowy. Good boy. So I was like, yeah, it's just a little too much. And she was like, well, there's actually a diamond painting shop that I discovered recently that has pre-packaged, ready-to-go kits, and they have Ernst Haeckel. And I was like, what? And so she was like, yeah, it's called Canvas by Numbers. I was like, interesting. So I So after I left, it kind of worked out, the fact that I did have to backtrack, because this was right around like afternoon lunchtime and I was hungry. And it just so happened that just a few, not too far away, one of my favorite dim sum places is there. So I went and had dim sum on Friday for lunch. And as I was there at the restaurant, I pulled up Canvas by Numbers, and they have a shocking amount of old masters, and not just your classics, like your typical pieces, but they had some more kind of B-sides pieces from popular artists like Gustav Klimt and Van Gogh and Alphonse Mucha, some kits or some images or pieces of artwork that I haven't seen as prepackaged diamond paintings yet. And then some more lesser known old masters artists that I was like, this is so cool. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, I love this. Like, so many. So I was like, this is a real treasure trove for old masters artwork. Now, I've never shot from them before, and I can't speak to the quality of anything. And their prices are pretty darn steep. I was a little surprised, taken aback by the cost of some of these kits. Like one of the old masters that I saw that I was like, I love this. It's a 70 by 90, and I think it was like $129.99 for a 70 by 90. And I was like, oh, that's a big investment. So I need to research and look at the about section to confirm, like, is this resin? Is this all poured glue? Are we other outside of old masters? Is this all legally licensed? So I have some research to do. I am by no means like suggesting anyone purchase from this shop. I have no clue. I just wanted to put it on your radar as maybe to something to look at for potential old masters artwork. They do have some modern artists, and they did list the artists' names on a lot of their pieces, so I would have to believe they're legally licensed, but I cannot confirm that. But $130 for a 70 by 90, I'm like, ugh, that's the same price as my Muchas, my big Mucha panels that I have been getting from Jaded Gem Shop, and those are 60 by 180. I mean, they're twice as long for the same price. So that's kind of a tough pill to swallow in terms of pricing, but I mean, if I can get my hands on some pre-packaged old masters from some artists that you just don't see, maybe it's the artwork that'll convince me to do it. Hold on. Yeah, these roads around town that haven't been shoveled are a hot mess. I'm not looking forward to digging my car out because I haven't moved that thing since Friday. Anyway, I did all that. I dropped off the stuff for Vaughn, went and got lunch, stopped at the grocery store and got some provisions for our, for being snowed in. And then just as it started to sprinkle, keep in mind it wasn't this cold on Friday. The temperatures have been dropping consistently every day. It was not this cold on Friday, but it was just starting to sprinkle. I was like, Apollo, let's go to the open space, get as much energy out as we can while I feel comfortable being on the roads. Because luckily, the days leading up to this storm, it had been relatively warm. So the snow initially was not sticking. It was just turning to water. So I was comfortable driving, no issues. So we went to the open space Friday night, and as I was leaving, I told my roommate, I was like, yeah, I want to go out and get Apollo a few miles in before the weather gets too crazy. He's like, this isn't crazy to you, because by that time, honestly, by the time we had gotten in the car to go, it was snowing. But I was like, no, it's not that bad, as long as the roads aren't freezing over yet. So we went out there and we did almost 5 miles, because I really wanted to give him the opportunity to run and sprint, because I knew we were going to be doing this for the next, few nights. So we did that, came home, hunkered down, and have just been hanging out ever since then. Got some chores done, laundry, washed the bedding, vacuum, that type of thing, just kind of casually doing chores here and there. But other than that, I've just been watching content creators' live streams and catching up on some videos and doing a fair amount of diamond painting. One of my friends, Jackie, she had her birthday party on last night, and a few of my friends did end up making it out, but by that time, we were really in some snow, and so I was like, yeah, I'm not getting on the roads. So I told her, I was like, I'm so sorry, but I just can't. I'm not getting out on the streets with the weather like this to go downtown to bars. She's like, I understand. It sucks to have a January birthday sometimes. I'm like, I'm sorry. But a number of my friends have all-wheel drive vehicles or big old trucks. So she did have a fairly good turnout. I almost tagged along with my roommate Joe, but he was like, well, I'm going over to Maddie's house, his girlfriend, beforehand, and we're getting dinner, and I'm not planning on coming home. I'm planning on staying the night at her house because she lives closer to downtown. And he's like, but if you want to ride with me up there and come to dinner with us and then Uber back, that could work. And I was like, I'm not going to make an Uber driver drive me from downtown Denver all the way to Golden in this weather. So I was like, no, I'll just sit this one out. So I sat it out. I felt kind of bad, but I was just like, it is worth it to me to go and celebrate her birthday. I mean, she comes to my birthday celebrations and stuff, but just risking it on the road, I was just like, I don't think so. So, yeah. So we've been staying in Friday night and last night and tonight. And I don't have to go back into the office until Thursday, so I'm hoping things warm up. That's supposed to warm up Tuesday morning. We go from like a low of -5 Fahrenheit to a low of like 30, I think. So it's supposed to warm up by Tuesday, so I'm hoping we can still do book club. Most of the gals that are in book club have all-wheel drive vehicles as well, I think. But I'm going to send a text message out tomorrow and just say, hey, just want to confirm that we're still on. I know the roads suck in some areas. Let me know if you're sitting this one out or if collectively we feel like we should reschedule. I'm totally fine with whatever works for you. So I'm going to send that out. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Yeah. But yeah, I've just been catching up on some live streams and just popping in and saying hello to some folks. And then catching up on a few videos. I'm pretty well caught up with my diamond painting content. I try to keep on top of it, even if I'm just listening, lurking in the background, just listening. I try to watch as much as I have time for. But I've also been getting back into a couple podcasts that I used to listen to and then kind of dropped off. One of them's called Dark Poutine. It's a Canadian true crime podcast that I really like, so I've been getting back into that. There's another one called Ridiculous History that I've been catching up on, so a little bit of that. And then today, I sat in on Mia's live today, and there was somebody that popped on. I think her name, I forget what their name was. It was like something space blob. And I was like, that's a very interesting name. And I had not seen that person comment on my previous videos, but they knew me and Mia by name. So I think they're just a, casual watcher, but don't engage on comments, maybe. I feel like I would remember that name. Something space blob. But they knew me and Mia by name. They were like, hey, Anthony, hi, Mia. And Mia's like, that's a very interesting name. And they were like, oh, it's actually from a book called The Hail Mary Project or something like that. And it's like a sci-fi novel. And I was like, oh, interesting. I'm into sci-fi, and I probably could use a new book to read in between book club selections. So I popped on Audible And there it was, and I used my credit, so I downloaded it. I haven't started it yet. That was just earlier today. But I do plan on starting that book tonight. So I'm going to start a Hail Mary project tonight, because I like me some sci-fi. So it's like, cool, I met someone new on Mia's Live, or new to me, and I got a good book recommendation out of it. So that was kind of fun. And then I was on Angel's Live for a little bit, but then I had to stop because my roommate came home from his girlfriend's and we were chit-chatting. So I stopped, and then, yeah, I've just been hanging out with my roommate, and then one of our buddies, Spencer, stopped by, and they're just hanging out because his girlfriend she went somewhere to go watch some kind of game, a playoff game, I don't know, but he's not a big sports guy, so he came over, and they're just hanging out, watching TV and stuff. So yeah, when I get home, I might see what their dinner plans are. I have quite a bit of leftovers that I could eat, but I could also make some dinner for everybody. And then I'm gonna get my little butt in my room and keep diving painting while I listen to that audiobook. So yeah. But yeah, and then as far as content plans, we have nothing major going on. I mean, I'll get this vlog posted. I have, I think, at the time of filming this, one or two more unboxings that are pre-scheduled, and then after that, that's everything. So I'm not sure. I mean, I have 4 kits that are ordered from Jaded Gem Shop. 2 of them are on their way. They should be here on Wednesday. So I do plan on filming those. That's Lead Us Not into Temptation and Evening Contemplation from Alphonse Mucha. So those are both on their way here. So I will unbox those and film those as soon as possible. And then I also have Apotheosis of the Slavs from Alphonse Mucha and Jaded Gem Shop as well to unbox. That's in my stash. I filmed half of that unboxing a few weeks ago, if not longer, and when I revealed the canvas during the unboxing, I was a little concerned about the rendering. I personally just didn't feel like what I was seeing on first blush was enough detail, and I was a little worried, pretty concerned about it. So I was like, let me stop this unboxing. Like I've told everyone, my plan is now when I run into snags during unboxings, rather than just putting it up, let me reach out to Jade, see what's going on, see what she thinks, and then I'll pick this back up at a later time. So I ended up doing that. I reached out to Jade and was like, hey, I got Apotheosis of the Slavs in. I'm not super stoked on what I'm seeing in terms of clarity. What do you think? What's your opinion? Is it because of, she has that photo negative effect on her renderings? Should I just trust the process? Do you think this could be cleaned up a little bit more? What do you think? And she wrote me back and she's like, no, I really do think it'll be fine once the drills are down. I reran it through the software at that size just to make sure there wasn't any sort of error with the rendering we did initially, and here's what the finished project should look like given the size. And it looks really good. So I think it's a matter of trusting the process, because I also was like, it just looks, I know you do a photo negative effect, but this almost looks too dark. And then I took another look at the drills and I'm like, but with the drill pack and the actual drill colors look lighter. So I think I just freaked out. And I think I'm a little hypersensitive about this particular image because I do find it to be Alphonse Mucha's greatest work. So I want it to be good. So I will complete that unboxing when the other 2 come in. I'll go grab it out of the garage and complete that unboxing. But I'll be really transparent about my initial, But Jade did kind of quell my fears, and she's like, no, I honestly think it'll be fine. And I did tell her, though, I was like, okay, I will keep this, and I will I will keep this. I will unbox it as such. But would you mind processing this image at an extra 10 by 10 on either side, and then another 20 by 20 on either side? Meaning, I think the image I have is an 80 by 90, I think. So I asked her, can you do it as a 90 by 100 and then again as an 100 by 110 and send it to me just so I can see? Not that I don't trust you, but just so I can see. And if I like one of those better, even better, and I'm willing to do it, maybe I'll buy it again and then destash the smaller one, because I don't think I'm going to be working on it anytime soon. So she said, yeah, let me work on it. Holiday season, busy stuff, but I'll get to you. So I'm just going to hang on to it until she sends me those renderings. If I end up deciding to go for a bigger one and ask her to do a custom for me at the larger size, I will. But I do believe that the one that I have would be okay. Part of me just feels like, because this artwork is, this particular Mucha piece is meaningful to me, I'd rather go bigger if I have the option, So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what she comes back with. But yeah, so I will do that unboxing at the smaller size, though, just to share it with everyone. And then if I do get a bigger one, then of course I will update you all. So I have those 2 shipped, 1 sitting in my stash. So that's 3 unboxings. And then I have 2 more Jaded Gem Shop kits. I have the parts. I'm naming them by parts. The Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch. There's 5 parts to that image, or to that total work, 5 parts. I am currently working on the center part, which we'll talk about when we get to my projects, but I'm working on the main one in the middle. There's parts 2 and 3, which I haven't ordered yet, but then there's parts 4 and 5, which are on the outside of the cabinet that artwork was originally displayed in. I had to get those as a custom because Jade doesn't have them on the site. I'm not sure if she'll put them up, but they're all in black and white. So I found a really good clean image of those and sent them over to Jade, and she ran the customs. They looked great, so I ordered those. So I think those are still being manufactured. I'm not sure when I'll get those. I'm anticipating them sometime in March. But then I'll have parts 1, 4, and 5, and then I do need 2 and 3, but I'm gonna hold off because they're pricey. I mean, they're $160 a panel. The middle one was even more, but the 2 panels that I just ordered, or I ordered a couple weeks ago, I guess at this point, were $160 each. So I'm like, I do want them all in my collection. Like, I want to have them all ready to go. So I will order the other 2, but I was like, let me just take a little breather from spending on Jaded Gem Shop, and then I will circle back and get those. So I'll probably get those here in the next, few months, couple months. So yeah, that's what's going on with purchases. So I have, at the time of filming this, 5 kits, all from Jaded Gem Shop, that will need to be unboxed, soon. They're all ordered. I've purchased them, but I don't have anything else that I've purchased. Diamond Art Club hasn't been tugging on my purse. Hasn't been tugging on my handbag for the past couple weeks, which has actually been really nice to have a little bit of a break. So we'll see. Every week I'm like, when are you releasing from the ground up, aka Apocalyptic Garden? When is it happening? When am I gonna see it? So, and they have released some really beautiful images that have been on that I've added to my wish list. I've added a couple from recent releases, but nothing I was ready to buy right away over the past 2 weeks. Oh, hold on. He did this last time. Come here. I'm sorry. Come here. I think it's because, come on. I think it's because we We did this last time. I should have remembered. We walked across the sidewalk and it was salted, and I think I got his little paw irritated yesterday, and he just did the same thing again. I totally forgot not to walk over the salt. I'm sorry, buddy. Come here. He walks it off in like a second, like he kind of forgets. But for a minute there, he's like, ooh, ow, salt. So we've got to try to avoid that and stick to the areas that there's still snow covering the ground. Come on, get away from the salt. So yeah, I think we'll probably, let's see what the sidewalks look like over here, and we'll head back. And then at a certain point, we'll turn and go down the alley, because that has not been salted or anything. But yeah, he does it for like a minute. And I think it's maybe because one of his back pad might be a little worn down from running with Dune so much, because it's the same paw on the same leg. So I think one of them is just a little irritated. So I do need to get some, they have some balm. I think I was talking with Mia about it, about getting some balm for his paw pads for when we're out in the snow and walking on the sidewalk, to help protect his little paw pads from the chemicals and the salt that they put down, because it gets between his little paw, and he does not like it, which I understand. It probably burns. But yeah, he did this yesterday, and I freaked out. I was like, what's wrong? Did you break your little leg or something? And then, like 5 minutes, I actually stopped the video at that point. I was like, okay, I'm going to figure out what's up with Apollo. He's limping a little bit. That's really weird. Let me go investigate, but we've talked long enough. Okay, bye. And then, like 2 minutes later, he's sprinting and chasing the bunnies again. I'm like, oh. So I think it's just the salt on the road. And I think he's got a little irritated pad. Come on, big butt. Come on, big butt. Yeah, yeah. You cutie boy. So, yeah, that's everything in terms of unboxing. So I feel like my content frequency will be slowing down a little bit, because a lot of what you see on my channel since pretty much November has been unboxings. So it's going to quiet down. What is it? What is it? What is it? Come here. You're not going out into the road. Are you crazy? But we'll see. I've already put together the screenshots and stuff that I need to film a video talking about the Treasure Quest cards and how that process works. I know most people are pretty familiar, but I'd find it helpful to have some good screenshots of the different combinations and stuff too. So that's kind of a side project, a maybe. I haven't decided if I'm going to film that, but I do have pretty much everything prepped as far as all the screenshots from the Diamond Art Club site. So I do have that. I have my putty comparison, round 2, ready to go. I have the 10 putties that I'm going to be comparing, and I've started using a few of them. So I probably will use a couple more tonight. Ooh, there's a lot of salt on this sidewalk. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Let's just try to get back to the non-salted areas. So I have a few more that I'd like to get kind of reasonably comfortable with, and then I'll start filming that. So expect to see that this spring, or potentially even next month. I think I actually have 11 different ones this time to try. I guess I can give you the names. I'll just have to pull them up. 1 second. So let's see if I can do this with my gloves on. Da-da-da. So far, so good. It's really hit and miss with the gloves if it actually lets me click on stuff. Yes. Yes. Okay, cool. So we have some putty from Randa's Crafty Corner. That product I have used in the past. Back in 2022, I was using a lot of Randa's Crafty Corner. She was also a local shop to me, so that was kind of extra reason to support. But then once I discovered Mary Mud, there was a good long while there where that's all I was using. I stopped purchasing any other putty. I was just in Mary Mud zone. And that pretty much was it until this first putty comparison, and I started working with Intergalactic Putty and Alien Putty. So yeah, but in that time, I know that Randa handed her shop over to somebody else. So even though it's still called Randa's Crafty Corner, I don't believe she is involved in the business anymore. So I'm curious to see if there's any difference in quality. You know, do I feel any different about the product from the last time I used it? But I did really enjoy it originally. So I decided to go ahead and give it another shot, even though it's a putty that I've already used pretty frequently in the past. But it's been a couple years. So then we have a putty from It's So Rachel. Then we have a putty from Tracy's DP World. Then we have a putty from Black Dahlia Diamond Art, I believe. Then we have a putty from Tiny Diny Creation. One from Becky's Crafty Chaos. One from Lynn Sara's Accessories. One from Nebula Artistry. Then we have the Art Dot Putty Wax that everyone's been talking about recently. The Art Dot Putty Wax. And then we have 2 new entries from Alien Putty. Their Blue Putty, which was their original, and then their Boulder Putty, which is specifically intended for the hardest of placers, which I feel like I find myself in that category more than a softer placer. Definitely a firm placer. I don't know if I'm like the firmest of firm, but I have already used it. I have some opinions, but we'll wait until we get to the comparison. So yeah, I believe that's 11. So I did have another one from a shop that I was really excited to try because they do have kind of a version of Alien Putty, but they're and I think it's okay to share this because they sent it to me in an Etsy message, and so I think it's public knowledge if you were to ask, but there was a death in the family, and so they've closed their shop indefinitely, so I ended up having to cancel my order, so I won't be able to get that, but yeah, I think those 11 will be our part 2. I just need to start playing with some of the putties I haven't tried yet and start filming. One of them is a bacon scented putty, and it does smell like bacon. One of them is sage. One of them's cedar. Oh, that cedar one is gorgeous. So I'm really looking forward to trying this next group out. So yeah. And then other than that, I think it's okay. Mia mentioned it on her Facebook group, but Mia and I will be working on a paint-along for May. So more details to come. That's one of my projects for tomorrow, in addition to preparing my taxes, is to put together some of the media, thumbnails, announcement cards, title cards, Instagram post prep, all that stuff for this event. So it's just a snowman. It's just a snowman. Don't pee on it. It's just a snowman. Don't get scared. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let me put your light on while we're here. Let me put your light on, sweetheart. There you go. All right, let's go. So yeah, more details to come. We pretty much nailed down the theme and all that stuff too. I just want to get my ducks in a row before I start spouting off too early. But yeah, that'll be for May. And then we'll have Summer with the Masters. Then we'll have a month off in August. And then September will be my next paint-along that'll be replacing my A Question of Reality paint-along that I did last year. This year it's going to be pinup culture. So originally I was thinking of just making it a Henry Clive themed paint-along, but I feel like with The Question of Reality that was really limiting for people because it was one kit from one company. So if you didn't have that, then that was it. So I wanted to broaden it a little bit but still stick to the theme. So Henry Clive's artwork falls into the pinup girl, pinup guy kind of artwork style and culture. So the theme of the event, name to be coming, I was thinking like Pinup 25 or I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be anything and everything that revolves around pinup culture. So think of like the pinup girls from the pre and post-war era kind of style, women that were used, oftentimes up-and-coming or current actresses or singers were used for various advertisements or to represent a specific theme. Those magazine cover girls that you'd pin up on your wall. And that culture stems back all the way to the late 1800s. In fact, Alphonse Mucha's advertisement artwork could be considered pinup culture, all the way back then, all the way through the roaring 20s and 30s. Those advertisements for anything and everything. And then even in the modern era, there's a lot of modern artists, digital or otherwise, that take a lot of influence from pinup culture. So that's what the event will be revolved around. So anything that falls within the style of pinup culture will be just fine. So I'm thinking what I might do is in August, when I do the announcement video, it'll be more of a long form video to talk more in depth about pinup culture, so everyone has a clear understanding of what I mean when I say that, and give plenty of examples of different artwork so you can, and from different shops that would kind of fall into the pinup girl style. Even things like even diamond paintings with Betty Boop would fall into pinup culture. So it can even be like animated. So yeah, I'm super excited. I love that style of artwork. I was thinking about which kit I'm gonna do for that event, and it's probably gonna be Tropicana from Henry Clive. I just love it. So I really like that kind of, that post-war, pre-post-war era kind of jet age, when the cars all had those wild fins on the back and crazy tails, and everything was kind of Jetsons feeling. Like, I love that culture, and pinup kind of falls within that realm. So yeah. And then Muchamania will wrap up the year. So that's kind of the game plan as it stands. Now, if anything changes, I'll keep you posted. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to content creation around these events this year. I'm going to try to devote some more time, some more effort into production and research this year. So I feel like I did it for Summer with the Masters. I feel like I did it for A Question of Reality, but I feel like I could have done more for Muchamania, to just to make it a little bit more of a memorable and impactful event in terms of content. Because really all we did was just go live and chit chat, which is fine. I love that community aspect, but I feel like there was more that could have been done. So I'm hoping to do some more this year, maybe not even necessarily about the life and times specific to Alphonse Mucha, but just everything that was going on around him during his life. Like, what was the setting for his professional career? I mean, it was wartime. There was just a huge renaissance in artwork and free-spirited thinking in France and in Paris at that time. There's so much to talk about, so I just need to be better about devoting more time to researching. But yeah, so anywho, let's go ahead and talk about diamond painting itself as far as my projects. Kitted Up Not Started, we have Winter Solace by Abraham Hunter, Moon Girlfriend by Ivy Dollamore, and Inner Garden by Yume Art, all from Diamond Art Club, Kitted Up Not Started. Then, as far as my whips, I have Garden of Earthly Delights, Cresting from Iterations, Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch and Jaded Gem Shop, Cresting by Iterations Crafts and the Creativity Squirrel, Cognac Biscuit from Alphonse Mucha and Diamond Painting Shop, and my Custom of Apollo by me and Jaded Gem Shop. All 4 of those are no progress. Haven't had time to work on them. Then we get to Train to Tokyo by Ivan Valakovic and Dreamer Designs. I'd say I'm about 40%, 45, maybe 50, somewhere in the 40 to 50 range done with that one. And it's going as good as it has before. Still dealing with, some drill issues and gapping. Now I know someone had, I think it was Lisa Marie, was like, oh no, Anthony's having issues with that kit. And I have some newer Ivan Valakovic, so I'm worried. Don't worry, Elisa, if you do watch this. This kit was released in June of 2024, so this is prior to the upgrades. So if you got some that were released October or later, I believe, or November and later, you should be having a different experience. But I can't confirm that. I just know that mine was pre when they announced their changes. Hop up! Go, go, go! Nice job. Whoa, you're really good at jumping in the mountain, the snow. Come on, get up there. Go, go, go. Yeah! Ready? Go, go, go. Up, 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 up. Come on. Good boy. Is that fun? So yeah, it's still moving along. I've pressed pause on it, and we'll talk about why in a second, but I have every intention of finishing that kit. So we have that. Then we have Warm Witch by Ivy Dollamore and Diamond Art Club. That kit is, I'd say, a little over halfway done at this point, and I'm really enjoying that one. It moves very fast. When I do sit down with it, it just flies through because I'm working on the windows in the background right now, and there's just a ton of color blocking, so it's moving real quick. I can sit down and do like a good 30, 45 minute session and have a section done. Hop up, hop up. Come on, get up there. Go on. Not interested? There's some smells. We're next to the burrito shop, so he's like, excuse me, I've got other things to suss out over here. It smells like beans and deliciousness. This is Bonfire Burritos. You've seen it a number of times, if you can even see it in the dark, but yeah. Very popular burrito place. It's pretty good. It's very, we'll just say this, it's very Americanized burritos. So think of like, this burrito has pineapple with a raspberry chipotle crema, and it's like, okay. Okay. Not what I would consider traditional, but okay. People seem to really like it, so. And then finally, we have Wizard Spell by Steve Sundrum and Diamond Art Club. It's the kit I'm working on for Mia's Wizards 2025. That kit is officially halfway done. I'd say I hit the halfway point today. It's moving and grooving. It is very confetti heavy, what I'd consider more of a technical kit for sure, but I'm just loving it because of the colors, and I'm having such a blast. So I'm just cruising through. I don't feel burdened by the amount of confetti. There's little spots of like mild color blocking here and there, but there's a lot of confetti. So just a ton of detail in that kit, but I'm just cruising along. I'm working on it in a spiral towards the center using the perforated covered plastic. So I peeled back a section of that and I did the whole border. And so like the frame of it, and now I came down one section and now I'm coming across again. So making an L in the second ring that I'm working on. So eventually my last section will be the dead center, ish. So, yeah, that's kind of how that's going. And I've utilized a whole mess of specialty drills on that project. I couldn't really even tell you right now because when I first started working on it, I had a lot more specialty drills that I had selected and kitted up for it. But then as I got to a section that utilized one of those enhancement colors for the first time, I was just doing a double take to make sure that, yes, I actually want to use this. And there was actually a few of them that I was like, you know what? I don't think this color or this enhancement is right for this kit. And the majority of them were my neon drills from Jaded Gem Shop. The neon just took me a little too far outside of the original color. There's some really bright, poppy, nearly neon colors in that kit, I'd say, but going full neon, like neon drill, just was it was just a bridge too far. So I ended up putting those back in my enhancement storage. But I do have a number of different glimmer drills, which is kind of the Jaded Gem Shop terminology for pixie dust, fairy dust. They call them glimmer drills at Jaded Gem Shop. So I have a few of those. Then I used a whole bunch of sparklers from DP with Sparklers. I used a whole bunch of what they call pearls for squares, which are kind of this round top drill with no facets. It looks like a pearl, just like it sounds, and it's got kind of an iridescence over top. So I have a couple of those, and then I have their bubbles for squares, which are a glass pearl looking, but it's made of glass, so it looks more like a bubble. So I have some of those. I also, last minute, I was looking at, as I was working on the kit, I got to my first like big section of white ABs, and there's this kind of this stardust kind of galaxy spray that comes out from the left side of the canvas, and it emanates from what looks like a sun. Don't step in that. It's a big old patch of salt. That emanates from like a sun or something, and it has these big sprays of white ABs that come off of it, and there was certain areas that have big chunks of it, and anywhere that I'm seeing four white ABs put together in a square, a 2x2, I'm popping what are called large sparklers for squares. So it's a round drill that takes up the space of 4 square drills. So I've been popping those in here and there, and I really like the way it looks. I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. So that was a last minute addition. So I don't know in total how many I put in there, but it's a lot. So yeah, I'd say I'm about halfway done with that. So my goal remains that I would like to get by I'll say June 1st. Well, now with this event with Mia, that changes things a little bit, but by June 1st, I would like to get Wizard Spell, Train to Tokyo, Warm Witch, and at least one, if not two, of my other whips done. We'll see. Because now I'm adding one into the mix for the event that I'll be doing with Mia. And then as far as next up, my only real plans for kitting up right now are the kit that I'll do for the paint along I'm doing with Mia. And then I have Dragon Spirit and Guardian of the Realm for my Dueling Dragons challenge that I'm giving myself. Those are all sitting in my room ready to be kit up. I just don't know when I'm going to do it because I'd like to film it because I'll be enhancing those pretty significantly. So that's everything. I hope you're doing well. Again, make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you, but we're circling back around to the house here, so I'll let you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. I hope you're doing well, staying warm, and we'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.